Hey all, happy Sunday. I just got out of the gym and guess what today was? ARM Day. And guess what today's topic is in this video? ARM mortgages, adjustable rate or ARM mortgages. Coincidence? Yeah. Can't believe these both lined up on the same day. Anyways, let's talk about ARM mortgages. Yesterday I posted a video on fixed rate mortgages. Now we're going to talk about adjustable rate mortgages and specifically what they are and how they can benefit or impact you as a mortgage note investor, subject to investor, landlord, or even a new home buyer. Okay. So first of all, what is an adjustable rate or ARM mortgage? Well, what it is a mortgage that still gives you typically 30 years, maybe 20 years amortization. So you got that long to pay off your home mortgage. Okay, but there's a period of time where the interest rate is fixed, and usually that period is 5 years or 7 years. So you might get a 5-year adjustable rate mortgage, which means that first 5-year period, your rate is set. Okay, it's fixed. Okay, but then after that, the rate is going to be changing, usually yearly. Every single year based on where the market is, okay, what the rates are, the going rates. So what that looks like is the first 5 years. Let's just say you bought a home 2 years ago when rates were really low. So say you're paying 2% interest on your house mortgage, okay? So that's great for that first 5 years. You got nice low payments, you're paying 2% interest, but then suddenly, let's say that 5 years is up and now you're going to the adjustable period of your mortgage. Well, right now, I think currently rates are what, like 4.5, maybe even you might be paying like 5%. So if you're jumping your interest rate on your mortgage from 2% to let's say 4%, that rate is doubling, and that's a huge increase in your mortgage payment, right? So that could really affect you, affect your household, your monthly cash flow, your standard of living. It could put some real financial stress on you, okay? On the other hand though, let's say you bought a mortgage a couple of years ago, let's say like, I don't know, what 2018 say, I don't remember really what rates were, but let's say you were paying 4% and then that 5-year period ends and it moves to the adjustable phase of your mortgage. And at that time, rates were 2%. So suddenly your mortgage payment's gonna go down and you're gonna be like, wow, I've got so much extra cash every month because my payment cut in half, okay? So that's nice, but it's usually not that common to see it go that direction. Okay, so you really got to be wary of what's going to happen in the future. And sometimes banks and lenders will kind of try to lure people to choose the adjustable rate option because they're going to set the rate lower than the fixed rate option. Okay, so you're going to say, oh, well, I can buy this house, I can get this mortgage, and it's a lot lower interest rate if I choose the adjustable rate option than if I choose the fixed rate option. So I'm going to choose that one. And that's where people can get in trouble if, like we've seen just recently, rates start climbing. You can get into some serious financial trouble. Okay, so now let's look at this. That's kind of the homeowner view of things. Let's look at this from a note investing point of view, okay? So I don't see a lot of adjustable rate mortgages on the tapes that banks and lending institutions are selling. Most of the notes I see for sale are fixed rate mortgages, but I do see from time to time adjustable rate mortgages. And it's not that you can't buy those, you definitely can. But as an investor, we always try to minimize the variables, right? We want to be able to control as many variables as possible so that there's no unknowns, or as few unknowns as possible, so that we can pinpoint what our profits are going to be, right? Control the unknowns. And that's the problem with these adjustable rate mortgages is like no one has a crystal ball. We don't know where rates are going to be headed in the future. So if we run our numbers and we buy an adjustable rate mortgage, say it's a performing note, and you got to make sure you know how many years are left on that first fixed period. So if it's a 7-year fixed, how many years are left? 2, 1, none. Okay. And then you got to have an idea of where rates are headed in the future. So if you buy an adjustable rate mortgage, your rate actually might go up in a few years and the payments that you're collecting from the borrower might increase. So that actually might benefit you as a note investor. But the downside of that is it might actually put financial pressure on your borrower to the point where they stop performing. And that's never good because then you got to work on modifying the loan for them, or maybe you'll have to foreclose on your borrower, and that's never good, okay? But you got to keep all of this in mind when you're buying an adjustable rate mortgage, is that things are going to change once that period's up, and yearly they're going to change. Okay. Now let's look at this from a subject to real estate investor. So what subject to is if you buy a house as a real estate investor from a seller, usually they're a distressed homeowner, and they're really motivated to sell. Often they don't have a lot of equity, and so they'll sell the home and allow you to take over their payments on their mortgage. So the payment stays, or the mortgage stays in the seller's name. You buy the house and you start making payments on the seller's mortgage. Okay. Now again, if it's an adjustable rate mortgage and you're running your numbers, let's say you're going to keep that property as a subject to, then you're going to rent it out, right? You're going to keep it as a rental. Well, the numbers might make a lot of sense during that fixed period, but if rates start changing and now the payment you're paying to the seller's mortgage increases substantially, your cash flowing rental property may suddenly not be cash flowing. Okay. So again, you really got to be smart when you're looking at these adjustable rate mortgages and having a bit of insight into what the future may hold. You don't want to get yourself in trouble where suddenly a good investment turns into a bad one. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed ARM Day. Take care.